It's spring here in Northeast Indiana, which means the grass has really taken off recently and it's growing like crazy. Although the lawn looks beautiful, there are lime green patches throughout that stick out like a sore thumb to lawn fanatics like myself. It's the dreaded Poa Trivialis making a resurgence this spring, and from what I've seen online, it seems to be bad for a lot of us right now. In this video, we're going to discuss what Poa Trivialis is and some best practices to get rid of it and prevent it from coming back in your lawn. So stay tuned. Now let's first start this video by discussing what Poa Trivialis is. It's a rough bluegrass that looks undesirable in well-established turf. It's a perennial grass that thrives in cooler weather like we tend to have in the spring, and it dies back when the summer heat arrives. Even though it appears to be dead, the plant stems survive underground, waiting for cooler weather to return in the fall. This makes it really tough to control in the lawn. Although options are limited for Poa Trivialis control in the lawn, there are a few that are effective. Now I'm testing this method this season because I'm tired of seeing those lime green spots in my good turf. Nothing will ruin those stripes more than Poa Trivialis patches. Now I would say if your lawn is small like mine and you have only a handful of spots, manual extraction should be your first option if you want to limit using chemicals on the lawn. Now here's a few tips if you're doing this. Number one, make sure you dig several inches around the Poa patches to ensure you get all of the Poa out of the spot. And number two, you want to dig down deep enough to get all those roots removed as well. Once it's fully removed, backfill with a good topsoil if needed and reseed those spots. Now I like to use turf mend in these scenarios because it does a great job at keeping the seed moist in those spots, and it is a high quality seed as well. You don't want to use cheap grass seed and introduce more weed seeds into the areas of Poa you work so hard to remove. I also like to stick a flag in these areas to ensure if I'm hand watering, I know what spots to hit so I don't miss any to ensure that that seed germinates well. It's also helpful to use these flag markers when you mow the rest of the lawn to avoid these spots while you give the seed time to germinate. There's been a lot of buzz in the lawn community about the newly released Velocity PM herbicide. This was recently released and pretty difficult to find as of the filming of this video. Also, as of the filming of this video, this is the only selective herbicide on the market that has the ability to selectively control Poa Trivialis and Poa annua in established turf without killing desirable turf grass. I will warn you though, this small bottle of Velocity PM is pricey, with a single bottle retailing for well over $500. If you warrant your Poa Trivialis outbreak to be severe enough that you don't want to dig out those spots, this is something to consider. If it fits within your budget, just be aware that you're still going to have to reseed those areas. Now, I've not personally used Velocity PM herbicide, but the results I'm seeing from people online appear to be promising, so it's an exciting option to have. I would say this step should be your last resort. I would only consider this option if your Poa outbreak is so severe that your lawn consists of much more Poa and weeds than it does of desirable turf grass. This process can be time consuming and also be a lot of work, so weigh all your options before taking this step. If you deem that the benefits of a full renovation outweigh the cons of doing so, it's time to jump in. The first step is to use a non-selective herbicide like glyphosate to fully kill off your entire lawn. It may require repeated applications to fully kill everything. Be warned that your lawn will be dead for the rest of the season if you go this route, as I would not recommend reseeding until the fall. Once you get to that prime seeding time in the fall, you would mow your lawn as low as possible, dethatch and aerate as needed, and overseed the lawn with a quality grass seed. Look for grass seeds that have 0 weed seeds on the label. If you want more information on the overseeding process, check out the video in the corner above for more detailed information. Once your grass comes in, you should hopefully be weed and Poa free and able to enjoy that beautiful turf grass variety that you selected. In my case, I've never felt that the Poa outbreak has been severe enough for me to get to the total renovation phase. A full renovation requires a lot of time, work, and money, and I've never wanted to take that step considering that my lawn looks great to me. I'm not chasing perfection, I just want a nice looking lawn, and if it has some imperfections, so be it. Now, I may not be in this house long term, so putting that level of commitment into the renovation is not something I've considered to date. The options that I discussed are definitely more feasible for smaller lawns like mine, And chances are that if you have a large lawn, you likely aren't going to want to mess with trying to treat Poa Trivialis. If you do, just know that it's going to take a lot of time, effort, and money to accomplish the job. Now, if you currently have Poa Trivialis, or you have gotten rid of it in the past in your lawn, drop a comment below and share with others watching how you've been dealing with it or how you successfully eradicated it from your lawn. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel so you don't miss out on future content. I appreciate you watching, and I will see you next time out in the lawn.